Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I'm your host, Josh. With me is Chris Coffer, the babyface, and of course, Miami Clutch. Why don't we have names up here? What's going on here? I don't know how to add that. I don't know how to fix that. But if you're a longtime viewer of the show, you know who we are.
Yeah.
And we are here. We are here tonight to officially announce that we are going to watch the Royal Rumble. We are actually going to. We're not in it. We're not declaring for it like everyone else can. That's all you have to do, Chris. You just declare and you're in.
You're in.
Yeah.
But don't the last few people, they got to like fight their way in?
Not this year.
Do that? Not this year.
At least not that I saw.
No one's going to be fighting for a spot on SmackDown tonight.
Well, some people can video package it in.
Yeah.
Like Charlotte Flair. Yeah. She video packaged in. Is that true, Clutch?
Yeah. Video packaged in.
So I saw her video because I was listening to some other show, and they, they said that she doesn't look like the same person. Every time we see Charlotte Flair, she has a new face. So great idea, www.shop.com. You have the faces of Foley. We need the faces of Flair. That's all I'm saying. It would sell. It really would. From the NXT days to now, she does not look like the person she was 2 years ago. And not even like, oh, she's aged. No. Sorry. I'm sorry. I can't stand that woman. But we're gonna get into the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble. She has declared. Will she win? Most likely. Before that, we had Raw. And Raw was a banger. It was only 2 hours too. It was only 2 hours long. Did you watch it live, Clutch?
I did.
I watched it today. It's been a hell of a week, and it was only 2 hours sharp. It was perfect. And what I took away from this show was I don't know who's winning the Royal Rumble at all. Like at all. And I don't know who the winner is going to challenge at all. And it's beautiful. For the first time in almost a decade, I can tell you nothing. I don't know what's going to happen. I have predictions. I have things that I think that are going to happen. But Clutch, I'm going to go with you. Off the bat, we're not talking winners right now, but with that CM Punk Cody Rhodes confrontation, which Chris missed, do you feel like the main event's going to be Punk and Cody?
I will say after watching Raw, my entire view of WrestleMania period changed on Monday. And we'll get more into that and I'll explain more why. But I think we might see that match. And I kind of want to see that match.
You have to admit, I know you're a Cody Mark. Trust me, I get it. We all are at some point. He's a heel. Like he's screaming, I'm the best at doing this right now. I wrestle the most matches. Like he's in a stupid tracksuit. He's like losing his mind. You can tell he's going down this path where he's becoming psychotic. He's losing all of his friends. He sounded drunk, by the way, in that promo. He sounded completely trashed. Am I exaggerating, Clutch?
No, I mean, I don't know about trash, but he slowly, like, you can tell, like, he's losing it. He's starting to, like, fully lose it. And he mentioned, like, I think earlier in that promo, or I don't know, at some point in Raw, he was like, before everybody loved me, everybody hated the American Nightmare. And he mentioned something like that. And I think a little bit of foreshadowing, maybe.
I think there's a big possibility he turns heel. Not soon. Not WrestleMania, not Elimination Chamber, not the Rumble. Yeah. But I do see him turning heel. Yeah, seeds have been planted, especially the way he talks, the way he dresses, him screaming, I'm the best. I've wrestled the most matches. That's something a heel would say. I don't understand why he's doing that. And Gunther is the total opposite. Seth, I want you to win. I want to fight you. Like, what heel says that? What? Chris, you watched that. I'm sure. Did you like that segment, the opening segment?
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. I love the way that Gunther carries himself and the way his character goes. He's not afraid of anybody. He's going to beat you down, but he's not afraid. He's not the heel that we're used to. That's kind of the slime ball, kind of take a shot at you while your back is turned. No, he's like, come into the ring and I'm going to beat you down.
Mm-hmm. I love how he just comes out. I beat that mascot Jey Uso. Like he just throws it. Like he doesn't care. There's no like cheap shot. He's just like, yep. Oh, I mean, it is a cheap shot. I beat that guy. No big deal. Then Logan Paul comes out and you're like, oh shoot. Well, we don't think he's gonna win, but it definitely is interesting. I like what he said. All I have to do is be one of the last people in there.
I think he's the only person in history to ever say he doesn't have to beat all 29 other guys. He just needs to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Just beat one guy.
It was genius. It was genius. Because everyone's like, Seth says it, CM Punk, I'm going to throw 29 of you people. Like, no one ever throws 29 people out.
No.
I don't think anyone has 29 eliminations total all time. I don't think Kane has that. I don't know. I wouldn't know. But it's ridiculous to think. I hate when they say that. Best thing about this season, though, this Rumble season to me, is I don't have to hear this. I'm declaring for the Royal Rumble match at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, our premium live event. They always had, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble match at the Royal Rumble. They don't say that anymore. Plus,
Yeah,
you remember
that
they
was
say
so
that.
bad.
It was,
Yeah.
I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. That's it, I like the way they phrase it now. They said the word belt at least 5 times in that Cody promo, which I think they're doing this stuff on purpose now, because especially like CM Punk. But I loved Raw. I think Raw was great. Before we get into the Rumble, I want to ask one last question about Raw to Clutch specifically.
Yes.
Do you think they are treating the New Day now as well as they did for that heel turn they had about a month ago?
I think it's still going great. I mean, they just had the whole family segment that about Wood's family, and they're just making it seem weekly, just like how nobody likes them, even the heels don't like them. And I still think it's good. I mean, obviously, it's the highest of the high was during the actual turn, and it's probably gonna stay like this until we see Biggie get involved again. Maybe sooner rather than later. Who knows? But yeah.
Or if Woods can get a win. I can't believe you turn someone heel. I complain about this in AEW all the time. You turn someone heel or face, whichever one it is going to be, and then they lose automatically. Especially to someone like Rey Mysterio. No disrespect to Rey Mysterio, but he can afford a loss once in a while, especially if Woods cheats to win. I don't know. I guess they're playing up this role of they're just losers, and nobody likes them no matter what, even if they're bad guys or good guys or whoever they may be. That's fine, but I feel like Woods, I couldn't understand why he didn't win that match. That's all. I think it's silly. It's kind of like the whole Chad Gable situation. You built him up so big, this huge run with Gunther. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. Breaks up with Otis. 2 weeks later, he's shot in the head from the Wyatt Six, and then he's back to jobber comedy status. Like, that wasn't a good way to do that. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But let's get right into the Royal Rumble.
So can I throw a stat at you real quick?
Throw a stat. Yeah. You looked it up, didn't you?
I did. Kane, total eliminations, 46.
Oh, Kane's a freaking big red machine.
Over 20 Royal Rumbles for an average of 2.3 per Rumble.
I dig it. It's not bad.
And then right behind him is Undertaker with 40, and there's a whole list of guys that have at least 30.
Okay.
So there is people that have thrown at least 29 over, but just I think the most in one was Brock Lesnar with like 13 in 2020.
Yeah.
Was that the one where he was by him like one-on-one?
Yeah, it was him for an entire half of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Drew's match. Drew McIntyre's win.
Yeah,
right?
Drew's match. Really good. Really great second half of a Rumble.
I enjoyed that. Brock, like, just standing there laughing. I enjoyed that. I thought that was cool. That's just me. All right, let's get into the Rumble because I'm excited. I'm actually going to go to some friend's house and watch it. It's going to be a blast. Our fantasy football draft order we did an auto
Rumble.
Yep. So we all got a number. Our numbers were assigned today.
What number are you?
Put up the ones.
Number one?
I got number 1. Shocking.
Oh,
Davey got 28. Shocking. Huh. Sam got 30. Shocking. They always pull off a trade that is like Trevor Lawrence and whoever for, I don't know, Kyle Trask. Like, they always do some bullshit trade. Either way, I'm glad that they got their bottom spots. I'm glad I'm at the top spot. It is what it is. I hope number 1, which we're going to do our predictions, who we think our number 1 is, it has been changed due to my status in my fantasy football order. So hopefully my guy lasts a long time. Because that's how we do it. If your guy's eliminated first, you get the 12th pick. If your guy's eliminated second, right, you get the 11th pick, and so on.
Yep.
Rumble. We have a 2 out of 3 falls match. Tag team champions. DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns. I'm not excited. It seems like a filler match, but Clutch, you're the tag team guy. You love these guys. I love them too. But do you really care to see this on the show? 1. And 2, do you think we see a title change?
I don't know if we see a title change. I'm honestly 50-50 toss-up on it. And I am excited for the match because I think from what I'm getting from this match and the way it's being set up, And finally, a tag team title match is being presented on a pay-per-view, which I think there hasn't been a tag team title match on pay-per-view or PLE since WrestleMania. So that's interesting. And I think if you were a fan of NXT Black and Gold, you're going to get that type of match out of them. 2 out of 3 falls. Gargano thrives on 2 out of 3 falls. I don't think he's ever had a bad one.
Good.
So I think you're underestimating this match a little bit, Josh.
Probably. And I'll tell you why. I don't like tag team wrestling, first off. I'm not a fan. I think it's the same match over and over. The heels. What happens is the babyface gets over first, right? Babyface beats him up. Boom, they got all the momentum in the world. Quick tag. The second babyface comes in. Usually the skinnier guy or the guy who can go long. Boom, eye poke or referee gets distracted. Either way, the heel gets the upper hand. They beat the babyface up for 10 minutes. The babyface rolls through the legs, does a whole extended thing, and the guy over there is trying to extend for the hot tag, and boom, somehow something happens. We do this game for 5 minutes, and then they finally get the tag. Boom, clothesline, or whatever their signature moves may be, and that's the match. To me, it's the same thing over and over again. But if it's done well, like Monday night, that JD McDonough, that Judgment Day versus the War Raiders match, I was entertained the entire time. But I think it's because I already knew what happened to JD, and I was just watching him to see how he went through the match. And it was fascinating, and it was probably one of the gutsiest, just knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
Doing the moonsaults and he did every single spot. And you could tell when he was on the ground, clenching his, like you knew, like, oh, is he selling? No, he's not selling. That's too real to sell. You can tell that after the fact. So I was entertained by that match. Let's see if I can get entertained by this one. I probably will. I mean, they're all studs, all those guys. Chris, do you wish the Young Bucks were there? Are you excited for this match?
Do I wish the Young Bucks are there? No, I don't. No, I think it'll be a good match. I think it has the potential to be really, really good. I agree with Clutch. You're probably underselling this one quite a bit because DIY. I'll be honest. I didn't even know what the card was. I looked it up earlier to see. All right. Outside of the Rumbles, I knew the Cody match. And I was like, what else is even on this one? I know it's not going to be much. And I saw that. And I'm like, all right, I don't even know what the story is going in with that one. But as he had mentioned, 2 out of 3 falls with DIY. That's always going to be good. I don't know if I get what you're saying with a typical tag match. It does follow that same formula a lot. I don't know. I just don't know if we're going to get that this time because I feel like DIY puts on they just put on really good matches. It's different.
Yep, they do.
I don't feel they always follow that same formula.
Considering there's 2 Rumble matches and a huge ladder match that everyone's going to go crazy for, I feel bad for these guys because they're in a spot where they have to overcome all that. That's a lot. I can't wait till the Rumble does go 2 nights because it's going to happen. They need to have it where it's men's night for the Rumble, women's night for the Rumble, and you have your prelims before. It would just make more sense. They're eventually going to go 2 nights. They have to.
So what are they going to do then are people going to have matches on the card? Like maybe let's say they do the women's Rumble on Saturday and the men's on Sunday. Are there going to be some regular men's matches on Saturday?
Yeah. It's not going to be an all women show. It's just regular show.
But I'm saying, because how many people are you going to have repeat in the same night? If you have a bunch of men's matches on Saturday night and then all those same people are back in the Rumble.
For example, if we had 2 nights now, right? We could have the women's match on Saturday night or Sunday, whatever night you want to do it.
Whatever order, yeah.
Yeah. And then you could easily have the tag team match with those guys. And you could have found something for Braun Breaker to defend that title against somebody. You could have found you could have had matches. There's stories out there that aren't being told, or that aren't being had right now because there's only a limited amount of time. Each Rumble match is like an hour and a half. I feel like, so there's only so much you can do. And there's Mania fatigue, man. Not Mania fatigue, Rumble fatigue. Clutch, tell me if I'm wrong on this one. Like, once you see the women's match, I know we get a little break in between, but it's like, okay, now we got to watch another one. And then we always compare the two. One's always – so would you prefer 2 nights?
I think I would. I think if any show in the history of wrestling other than WrestleMania makes sense for 2 nights, it would be the Royal Rumble. Because you said it, Rumble fatigue. After the first Rumble, you're like, oh wait, there's a whole another Rumble. Because you're very you're excited, you like a Rumble, but it's an hour that you devote to paying close attention to, and then like you're like, oh, I have to do this again in like 40 minutes.
And it's a bunch of like, oh, who's coming out? Surprise, let that, you know. And then plus, let's say the women's match goes on first, and let's just say Charlotte wins. That's her big return. She has to deal with it on the opening match. You know, like I just think it's fair that the winner should have their main event spot at each match. And I think eventually they will go. I don't know how far along the line they have scheduled Rumbles like they do Manias and stuff, but I'm assuming eventually. Because if they did SummerSlam, like SummerSlam to me is one of the worst main shows. To me, like nothing ever happens on SummerSlam. I think we spoke about that on our SummerSlam preview show last summer. But anyway, moving on to the ladder match. Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn has to get involved somehow, some way. They're telling that story. Raw ended with, not Raw ended with, because Raw ended with CM Punk and Cody, but Drew McIntyre's match ended with Sami Zayn giving Cody the big boot to the face on accident, just like he did Seth the week before. And Kevin Owens gave Sami the thanks, buddy, right? Walked away. Because and Sami's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that, right? So Sami's in a spot where he's like, he's being asked help. Like, hey, Kevin Owens wants my help. He'll help me. But he's not that kind of guy. He also loves Cody. He loves Seth. He's pretty much a people pleaser at this point. This has to eventually make him turn heel. Am I wrong, Clutch?
No, you're not wrong. I think eventually he's gonna. I mean, obviously these are accidents, but he's just gonna go into it and be like, okay, this is happening anyway, so might as well just lean into it.
Or could it lead to a Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match again at WrestleMania? That's the other option. That's where you're leaning, Chris?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because from watching and seeing the promos where Kevin was, really pushing him, you help me, then I'll help you. Well, obviously it's going to backfire somehow, be it on accident, on purpose. It's going to backfire for Kevin Owens. He's not going to get the help that he is trying to push for from Sami. It's going to cause a problem between the two of them. And I feel like they will get a WrestleMania match with each other. Because it's always been, I feel like that's something that they can always go back to. That, I don't know, I guess some people, I feel like you were kind of leaning that you might be a little fatigued from that match, seeing it so many times, but... Are
you talking to me or Clutch?
To you. Because you were kind of like, oh, they're leaning towards another one. Like,
I mean, if they do, it's got to be for something more than just, I thought we were friends. Because, yeah. I would prefer it for be like for the title or for anything.
What else could they put if neither one of them has the title at Mania? What else could they make it for?
I don't know. Clutch, can you help us out?
No, I think you just see another grudge match, basically, if you go that route.
Yeah.
It'd be fine. Like, their matches are great, but I do see that there will be a situation where Sami has to make a decision. I think he's going to come out. I do think. Do we at least all agree that he's going to come out during this match?
Yeah, he has to with how much they've been promoting it.
Yeah, I think
the idea of him coming out. What would the promos be for and all these accidental involvement, whatever stuff be for if he's not going to come out in this match? It would be all for nothing.
So the obvious thing would be Sami doesn't help Kevin, and then during the Rumble, Kevin's the reason why Sami gets eliminated. That's the entire story there, right?
Yep.
That sounds about right.
Okay. All right. Cody wins, right? We all agree Cody wins?
Yeah. In my head, there's always that what if. It'd be kind of cool, whatever. But
oh, wait.
Yeah.
Cody wins this match.
Cody wins the title.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry. I thought we were still talking Rumble. I'm like, no.
Okay, yeah. No,
not even going to be in it.
Oh, maybe not. All right, let's get into the Rumbles then. You guys want to do men's first or women's first?
Let's go women's first.
All right.
We're going to close with the men.
All right, I guess we're going to close with the women's.
Because I'm expecting them to close with the men's match.
So we have some categories that we're going to go over, but first, talk about the Rumble a little bit. We already know that Charlotte's going to be in it. We know that, of course, the big players like Bayley, Nia Jax, all these women are going to be in it. But who do we not know? Who do we think is going to be in it? And I'm going to start with Clutch. Who are some surprise entrances? Don't take them all that you think are going to be in the Royal Rumble.
So just one, because I have a list. So yeah, I don't want to take them all.
you know what? Name the obvious ones because we all are thinking probably the same ones, and then give me some sleepers at first. I mean, first obvious, then finish it with sleepers.
I'm gonna take the obvious surprise that everybody always talks about every year, and now with Punk back, it might be a little bit more possible now with AJ. And people are chanting her name at Punk there was a kickoff show like a few hours ago, and they were chanting AJ Lee at Punk, and I think it's more possible now. And then the other obvious one would be will probably be Becky, because she hasn't come back yet. She hasn't been advertised to come back yet, so it's a surprise.
Did you see that sign on Raw? So at the
No.
very beginning of Raw, when Seth, I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't remember. Very beginning of Raw, Seth comes out. He's the first person to come out, and someone had a sign right in the aisle. Where is the man? And Seth looked at it. He went like that. So that tells me she's. I think if he would have saw it and she wasn't coming back, I think he would have walked right past it. I think that was a subtle hint. I think she's returning for sure. There ain't no way. And I'll tell you where. I already know when she's returning. I already have the spot for her.
Okay.
Yeah, I already have it. Chris, what about you?
So I don't know if this counts as a surprise, but because she's not technically on the roster yet, I put down Jordynne Grace.
Okay.
I mean, it seems pretty likely like she's going to be there. She's posting all of her final stuff with TNA and everything. And then is this the spot where Nikki Bella comes in? Because she's been hinting about coming back.
Possibly. That was on my
So,
list.
Yeah. Clutch had my other two. I had 4. He named my first 2 on my list. Those are the other 2 surprise entrants that I have here.
And you guys took pretty much everything that I was going to say, which is fine. So I'm going to insert, I wrote down this too. Insert random TNA person we don't know. Because we're going to get TNA talent. I truly do know that. We'll get TNA talent. I just don't think I'll know anybody. But if Ash by Elegance comes out, I want you guys to ask me, is it going to be Ash by Elegance or is it going to be Dana Brooke?
I think it's going to be Ash by Elegance because she did come out in NXT at one point and it was Ash by Elegance. Okay. And they acknowledged that it was formerly known as Dana Brooke or whatever.
Okay. All right. I think we're going to see her. I think that's going to be cool. Do we see Beth Phoenix now that Mr. Cope is in AEW?
Cope. So stupid.
Sure, why not? Why wouldn't we though? They need bodies in the women's rumble every year. They have to call up a few legends to fill out the rumble.
Oh, since you guys didn't say it, I do have one on my list.
Okay.
That I didn't mention. Because they've been talking about there being contract disputes and everything, but it might all be work. I think Alexa Bliss might be in the Rumble.
Possibly. Possible. Would not hate that at all. I was gonna bring her up. Why wouldn't she come out if they signed her? Or if she agreed to a contract? I don't know. All right. Now let's go on to who do we think is going to be 1 and 2 for the Rumble. Who wants to go first? You guys want me to go first, or does anyone want to volunteer?
I'll volunteer.
All right, go ahead.
I have half an answer here. I just put down, and this is without knowing much of the stories. I just put Bayley and someone not yet announced.
Okay.
Because they've only announced. I was looking at the list of like who's even announced to be in the Rumble as of today, and there was only 10 or 15 or something announced. So there's still a ton of spots open.
Oh yeah. Of course. Sorry. So you think Bailey is going to be the workhorse, number 1? Clutch. Yeah. What about you?
My number 1 and number 2, I made it a little bit more fun, I guess. It's Chelsea Green and Lyra Valkyria, both champions.
I like what you did there. Okay, I can see that. Mine is mine's not going to happen. I'm fantasy booking this. This is how I would book the show if I was Triple H. She's already announced, right? The Faces of Foley. She's gonna have her new shirt, all of her faces. I think she's gonna be number 1. she's gonna be number 1.
Faces of Flair.
Whatever she is.
Is that what it's gonna be?
Yep. She's gonna come out number 1, and then we're gonna wait, and then we're gonna hear Becky's music. And I think Becky and Charlotte, and they have this huge face off, and the crowd's gonna be going crazy. And I think they're 1 and 2. That's how I would book it if Becky returns. Because 1, you get the surprise from Becky coming back. 2, you get the debut or the return of Charlotte. 3, they're huge rivals. Why
Yeah.
not kick off a show like that? I think that'd
Yeah.
be crazy.
Especially if that's like the opening match.
I think that's going to be the opening match. I think so.
Yeah,
You guys think
I
so?
think so too. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think they'll do women's rumble, tag match, men's ladder match, men's rumble.
Or they might do something where Cody and KO open the show to give it time to breathe, so then KO can interfere in the Rumble later on in the main event. I think they
That's-
could do something like that.
That's true too. They can open up with that like 30 because that's gonna be a 30-minute match.
Yeah,
They can easily do that. Have a huge commercial break, then have the Rumble match, then have the tag team match. Yeah, you know what, Clutch? I think they open up.
Yeah.
With that. You're right.
that sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Who will have the most eliminations in the women's match?
Oh, I got a good answer for that.
All right, let's go.
I think I might be stealing an answer here, but I have Jordan Grace as the most eliminations.
Interesting, Chris. What about you?
I was debating putting her down. I just didn't know if they were going to let the newcomer dominate the show like that. Like, I think she's going to have a good showing. I think they'll feature her a bit. But I was debating, I'm like, is she going to be the one to eliminate the most people? And I just wasn't sure if she would. So I put Raquel Rodriguez.
Okay, we're all going big women, and we're all going different. I'm going to go Bianca Belair. I
Okay.
think Bianca has a really good showing at this Rumble, and I think she could possibly win it. She was my winner a while ago. She's might be my winner now. I'm not going to reveal that yet. All right, the final four of the women. I'm going to go first. I haven't gone first yet. So here's my final four. It's very simple. We have Jordan Grace. I think she's going to be in it. I think we have Bianca Belair. I think Bianca's going to be in it deep. I think Charlotte makes it all the way from 1 to the final 4. And I think the last person, it has to be because they've been talking about her for so. I mean, she's been on the show for so long and she's always in kind of feuds. I think it's going to be Bayley. I think it's boring Bayley. I love Bayley to death, but I think she is going to make it. So Bayley, Charlotte, Jordan Grace, and Bianca Belair. I think that's a good, solid final 4. No surprises, no NXT stars, no. I mean, Jordan Grace could be a surprise, I guess, but I think they're pushing this huge, star-studded matches. They're advertising it so much. It's the biggest Rumble of all time. I don't think this is the year they're going to get cute and put these. And this goes for the men's too. The newer, I think it's going to be all studs at the very end. Who wants to go next?
I can go. I got for the final 4 Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Bianca Belair. So the 3 horsewomen, and then Bianca.
Okay, so we're pretty much almost the same. Except for I have Jordan Grace and you have Becky. Okay.
Yes.
And Chris, I'll say you.
All right. So I have written down Charlotte, Bianca, Jordan Grace. I feel like you got to put that one person in there that nobody wants to see be in the final 4. So that's why I put Nia Jax.
Oh, God. I hope she gets eliminated immediately. She comes out, she tries to step over the ring, and they just all go, boom, all of them. Every single woman. That'd be hilarious.
I could just see, Charlotte, Jordan Grace, Bianca teaming up to get her out of the ring right there at the end. She's that one, because there's always someone in the final 4 you're like, please not that person. Although for you, that would also be Charlotte. But still, there's that one that, like, it just doesn't make sense. They shouldn't be, they're not going to be going for the title. And so that's how I snuck her in there as the 4th.
That's okay. All right. So, in my winner, the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble will be, with a tear in her eye or whatever the fuck she said on her super promo, Charlotte Flair. I'm not happy to say it. I'm not happy to say that. She will face Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. And I'm not happy. I'm happy to say that because that'll be a banger match. But I don't want Charlotte to win. Anytime Charlotte's involved in a main event, I'm terrified that she's going to walk away with that belt. Terrified. Yeah. So, Clutch is winning the Rumble, women's.
Okay, so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it for the men as well. I have 3 categories here of think who's going to win, who I want to win, and a dark horse, just for the fun of it.
Okay.
So I think Bianca's winning the Rumble.
Yes.
Because I think we're going the direction of Bianca and Rhea.
Yes.
And that's the match. That's the big match that everybody would want for WrestleMania. What I want Io Sky to win the Rumble. And I've been on that train for a while.
You have?
So I would really want her to win the Rumble. And my dark horse for this Rumble would be Roxanne Perez. I think she's going to have a showing in the Rumble.
I don't hate it. I think Roxanne Perez and Bailey might start something soon. They should, at least. I'm really into your Bianca idea because obviously I've been saying that for months. I hope that happens. Like, that's my want. If I did what you did, I think it's gonna be Charlotte. I want Bianca, and if I had a dark horse, I can't even think of a dark horse because it's to me it's either Bianca or Charlotte. There's nobody else. I guess if you want to say dark horse, Liv would be boring again. Nia would be boring as F. So Nia's a dark horse because with the Rock's in charge, you never know what's going to happen. You never know. Chris, I'll say you. Who's going to win this Rumble?
I have written down same as you. I have Charlotte. It just feels like they're leaning that way. The match you already mentioned versus Tiffany Stratton, I just feel that's the direction that they're going. But I will say real quick on Clutch's one with the Bianca one and then going against Rhea, that feels like, just listening to that, because that's the first time I've even heard that proposed, that rivalry, it feels like listen, I've only started kind of watching, all right? Again,
because I've been saying this for like a year. Clutch, how long have I been saying that?
For a while.
Chris, you not listen to me when I talk?
No, most of the time I don't.
Checks out.
I only listen when Clutch is talking, not when you're talking. That's, But no, that feels like it would be a good rivalry similar to what we had over in AEW with, what was it, Hangman and Swerve. Where like they kind of just put that together and then that became a staple rivalry that was super good. I feel like that one has the potential to do the same.
All right, I'm in it. I am in it. Okay. So that was women's. Did I miss anything on the women's? I think that was all the categories. All right. It was. So let's move on to the men's. What's going on, Justin Toner? We're predicting all of the Royal Rumble winners right now. We're on to the men's. This is the last segment of the show. So strap in, folks, because we're going to go right into it. Who are your surprise entrances? Clutch, you went first. Chris, I feel like we have a broader range of wrestlers that could surprise us this go around. So who's going to be your biggest surprise in the men's Rumble?
I'm going to go for a surprise, but maybe less of a surprise. I'm going to say Joe Hendry shows up.
Yep.
He's got to be there again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to put as a bigger surprise, Aleister Black showing up.
Can he, though? Is he eligible? Do we know this?
I don't know. We don't know anything with wrestling contracts. It's always speculation. But the fact that you had mentioned that on AEW, like they have just stopped acknowledging his existence.
Oh, they have. Oh, yeah.
That makes me feel like he's done there. So that's why I say that's a bigger surprise if that were to happen, because we really don't know if he's even eligible to show up.
So you haven't been watching AEW, and Justin knows this as well because he watches 3 weeks in a row. Adam Copeland went to Brody King. You got this, man. You don't need that guy. They don't say his name, but you don't need to follow nobody. You're a star. And then Will Ospreay beat Buddy Matthews. Buddy, you don't need anybody. You're a star. Then what's her face from England that came back on the pre-show? Tony Storm's old friend, or no, Britt Baker's old friend. What the hell is her name? She's Jamie Hayter. She beat Julia Hart, and she's like, you don't need nobody. 3 weeks in a row. That's how much they don't care and how much they're burying Malachi Black. Tony Khan is Vince. I'm sorry.
Yes, he went full Vince.
I am surprised that Buddy Matthews doesn't go through a table 45 weeks in a row, kind of like Lana did whenever Miro went to AEW. I am so shocked by that.
Yeah, don't give Tony any ideas. He's gonna watch the show and he's gonna, you know what, Buddy Matthews going through a table every week.
Yeah. Okay, that's your surprises. Clutch, how say you on your surprises?
I had Aleister Black as one on my list, and the fact that I didn't know about his contract situation, I'm only guided because I'm chronically online, and I saw that he posted on Instagram a story of him watching a Royal Rumble match recently, and I think he's just trolling, but yeah, that'd be fun. But my guys that I have in mind are Zack Ryder. I think he's always a possibility, and with Chelsea there, I mean, Matt Cardona.
Gotcha.
I have Randy Orton.
Yep.
And for the fun of it, I said, "You guys, I don't know if you know him or not. They're in Indiana. So Tyrese Halliburton,
No idea who that is. Is he one of those
basketball
guys
player
that
for the
walks out with?
Pacers.
Okay, I'm about to ask you. Is he the guy who walks out with Jey Uso every week?
No,
I don't know who these people are, dude.
he's like a super fan, and he had a little segment on SmackDown at some point where he got physical. So I
See,
said maybe.
I think Pat McAfee gets in there.
Oh, that's actually makes sense.
Yeah, I think Pat. Oh, we lost Chris. Oh, we lost. Did we lose me?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me all right?
I
You're
can hear you.
frozen in my
Yeah,
thing,
and see
Josh.
on my side, Josh is frozen.
No one's frozen on my side. Clutch might be because he doesn't have a
We
screen.
don't know.
Yeah.
So we don't know. So we're all
We
frozen
never know.
somewhere. This is the frozen verse. We have no idea. I'm a bit frozen, says Justin. I do have the Wi-Fi connection popping up on my connection's not stable. So I apologize for that, guys. We'll be back on hopefully soon. But let's get into my surprise entrances. Is AJ Styles cleared to come back?
There was rumors that he's close.
He's on my list. I don't know if
Okay.
he's going to come back. I'm not sure if he will, but I can see that as a situation where we see AJ Styles. And just for shits and giggles, I put damn it, who his name is. Forgot his name. Don't worry about that. I'll circle back. God damn it, I can't think of his name right now. I do have it right. I don't have his name right here, but I put that guy because I think that guy's awesome.
That
Who is
guy.
it? Yes.
That guy. Love
He's
that guy.
Hold on. Let
What
me
can
think
you
about
tell
it.
us about that guy.
Let me think about it before. There he is. Hold on. Bad Bunny.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, Bad Bunny. Because you know why I put Pokemon because one of my favorite Pokemons I named my thing Bad Bunny. Anyway, so I couldn't think of his name. I was really messed up when I wrote this list down. And I do want to tease this, everyone. I have sources of what CM Punk's thing is with Paul Heyman. I know what he wants. I know his favor. And it's going to be announced very, very soon. So stick around for that. But I can see Bad Bunny coming back. Netflix, they're getting stars in. Every single week, it's a who's who of celebrities. I can definitely see Bad Bunny doing something. That'd be fun. All right. Who will be 1 and 2? Chris.
I put down Ray and Dom just to get things started.
I'm so sick of that story. All right.
I think
Let's see
they
it.
might do some Ray and Dom just
All
to
right,
open it
Clutch.
up, push that along a little bit.
Clutch, who's your 1 and 2?
Surprisingly, I also have Dom as one of my 1 and 2s. And the other guy, not Ray, but Penta.
That would be fun. That would be really fun. Okay, I'm down with that. Since I have number 1, Justin, I don't know if you can still hear me or not. He's saying that he can't hear me, but he can hear the rest of you. That's not good. Everyone, let me know if you can hear me, please, because if not, I'll leave and come back and see if that works. I think number 1, just because of my spot, is going to be Seth Rollins. And then number 2 can just be since everything's been messed up.
You're
Can
back,
I-
You're fixed.
Yeah, you're back. You're a little blurry, but you're back.
Yeah. Your quality's a bit off, but it's fine.
Oh, okay. I'm glad that everyone can hear me the whole time. Seth Rollins, and I think we do see probably maybe a Logan Paul because he did mention he doesn't have to be there. Like, he doesn't have to beat everybody. So he can do a whole gimmick where he just rolls out of the ring like a Santino Marella or whoever and just lay into the ring for a while. So I think Logan Paul and Seth Rollins open up the match. That'd be fun to see. Who will have the most eliminations? I don't want to skip that. Who will have the most eliminations? I'll go first. Omos. No, Obafemi. Obafemi.
That's good.
I think Obafemi's going to dominate. He wasn't on my surprise list because I think a lot of people have already put him in the match already. So that's who I'm going to pick. Chris, you don't know who that is? Neither do I. I've never seen him wrestle a match, but I saw him on Raw 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, that guy is a massive man.
Yeah, I saw his name
awesome.
whenever I was
He's
looking
awesome.
up the card. I was like,
I can't wait to see. I honestly can't wait to see him. I hope he's in the Rumble because I've never seen him wrestle one match in my life. Chris, who has the most eliminations for you?
I went with, on a Vengeance tour, Kevin Owens, after he loses out on his title and he's pissed off and he comes into the Rumble and starts slinging people out. especially like you had mentioned earlier, Sammy is definitely getting eliminated by Kevin Owens.
Oh, so Kevin Owens is not going to be in the match and just eliminates people for no reason?
No. That's what I say. He's going to lose his match with Cody, right? And then
Okay.
he's going to enter the Rumble because he's not a champion. So he's going to enter the Rumble. He's going to be pissed off, and he is going to be throwing people out left and right, and he's going to get to Sammy and throw him out.
Okay, so he's doing double duty. Clutch, who's got the most eliminations for you?
I got Jacob Fatu.
More on him later. That's awesome.
Okay.
I do like that. All right, in the final four, we're going to round things out here. I'll just name you guys my final four right now. I do think it's going to be Roman Reigns. I think it's going to be CM Punk. I think it's going to be Jacob Fatu. And I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre. Those are your final four. Drew McIntyre. Now, Jacob Fatu, you might say, hey, Josh, I thought you said you weren't going to put any surprises in there. He's not a surprise anymore. He's already arrived. And I think he's a star, and I think he's going to be in the final four. I'll let Clutch go next.
I had a hard time with the final four because I have 5, but so somebody got left out. My final four: CM Punk, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins.
So you have, did you name Roman Reigns? I didn't hear that name.
Roman was my 5th. He just missed the cut because I have him being eliminated and starting something else for WrestleMania.
Okay. And Chris, your final four. Then we'll get to our winners. If you want, Chris, you can give us your final four, then your winner.
Okay. So for my final four, I had Cena, CM Punk, Roman, and I was unsure of who to put in that 4th, so I put in Kevin Owens, making it that far, but coming up just short again to add to his frustration.
All right. And who's going to win?
Pepsi Phil. So that he can finally main event WrestleMania.
All right. Clutch, I'm going to let you finish because I think you're going to have the most logical and most fun answer. No, mine's going to be more fun, but yours is going to be more logical. But here's the whole, I'm going to spill the beans. Kevin Owens, what he wants, his favor. Everything's going to come to a head. Roman Reigns is winning this Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns, he's the head of the table. He just got his Ula follow back. He's untouchable. He's still the OTC. He's still the one. He's going to win this Rumble. CM Punk's favor is he wants a match with Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber for that spot, for that right. And I think that's where Punk beats Roman Reigns, and Punk goes into WrestleMania by beating Roman Reigns to get that match. Or else, what else could the favor be if CM Punk wins? And what else can Paul Heyman offer CM Punk? He's not the commissioner. He's not. Yeah, maybe Paul Heyman's not a commissioner. Paul Heyman's not a GM. Paul Heyman's not the content creator. See, he's not the booker. The only thing he can do for CM Punk is to get him a match with Roman Reigns. And if Roman Reigns has something CM Punk wants, that could be the favor. And that's what's going to happen. Roman Reigns wins. CM Punk cashes in that favor at Elimination Chamber, and that's how he gets to WrestleMania to face Cody. Clutch, I'll say you.
Okay.
You said it. I have the fun answer because I will die on this hill, even if it doesn't sound likely anymore. John Cena wins the Royal Rumble. Chase is number 17. He's going to face Gunther. And more on my other things, I have Cody facing CM Punk now, based on what happened on Raw. And I have a WrestleMania match. Drew's going to face Roman Reigns.
That makes sense.
Because Drew has been chasing in everybody that goes against Roman. So you're going to get the moment with Drew and Roman in the Rumble. And Drew's going to eliminate Roman.
God, that makes sense. Okay. Dang it. Okay, that's fun. See, that's the beautiful thing about 2025's Royal Rumble. Anything can happen. And that is so logical. He is going up the ladder. Jay, Jimmy, Sammy, right? His final boss, his final opponent should be Roman Reigns. This is genius. Okay, Clutch, you convinced me. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. But what the hell is this favor going to be from CM? Well, we'll see. We'll see. But we're going to let you guys go. I hope you liked the show. We'll be back. I'll be back live tomorrow with Bobby. I'm sure my answers are going to change because we're going to probably do the same damn thing tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll be in a different mindset, and I'm going to have different answers probably just to make it fun. Because you know what? Just like
I was going to say, you're probably going to steal all Clutch's answers. Watch. He's going to take all your
Chris,
answers.
Bro, come on, dude.
He's just
You
gonna
know
take
what?
my entire
Especially-
booking for WrestleMania is gonna be rehashed tomorrow.
Especially that ending there. He's gonna try and write it off as his own. Just watch tomorrow's show. I'm calling it now.
Oh yeah,
There's my prediction for the Rumble.
I'm taking that prediction because it's awesome. But thank you guys for watching. We're gonna go watch SmackDown now. We were just informed that Punk is on SmackDown, so I kind of want to go watch that. He confronted Kevin Owens. So if you're watching that right now, or if you're watching us right now, you can go to SmackDown. Thank you so much for everybody. Chris, are you watching the Rumble live? It's Saturday night.
No, I told you. Do you ever listen to me on the show? I told you I wasn't. I'm going to be at Lightning. I'm going to be at the Lightning game. I committed to going to this game months ago and didn't even realize it was the same weekend as the Rumble.
All right. Well, I have two tickets. That I have season tickets, and I have a ticket to that game. I'm not going. And if anyone needs tickets, I'll give mine away. Seriously. No. So, and Clutcher, you're watching live, so I can't wait to watch the show with you guys. We'll be back next Thursday night to review the Rumble.
Yeah,
because this week.
I will watch it Sunday morning, though. We don't have football on Sunday, so I will be watching it Sunday morning. So I won't be too far behind you guys on it.
All right, perfect. Well, until then, guys, we're out of here and enjoy the Royal Rumble. Peace.